highlighting history of suburban Sydney with the St Peter's Cooks River History Group.
Our aim is to preserve and promote local history.
We are based at St Peter's in Sydney's inner west.
Sydenham, a suburb in the inner west of Sydney, is 8 kilometres south of the Sydney Central Business District. Residential Sydenham is mainly east of the railway line and the industrial sector to the west. The area was originally inhabited by Aborigines of the Gadigal clan.
In the 1790s, Thomas Smith and Thomas Moore were granted land on which the suburb now stands. Following subdivision in the 1840s, large villa estates were established. Tivoli, a large colonial Georgian villa, was built by ironmonger Richard Riley, and the Grove was built by merchant John George Church.
The Gumbermorra swamp emptied into the Gumbermorra Creek, which flowed into Cooks River. The swamp consisted of marshland surrounded by low hills. In 1881, a tramway was constructed along the western boundary of the swamp. The Tramvale subdivision of 160 lots was then offered for sale.
The Tempe Park Methodist Church was opened in 1884.
Also in that year, the Illawarra railway line went through the area. The station was originally known as Marrickville and remained so until the opening of the Bankstown line in 1895, when it was renamed Sydenham and became an important railway junction station.
After 5 days of heavy rain in May 1889, Cooks River flooded. Water rushed up the Gumbermorra Creek and into the swamp. As their homes went quickly under water, the Tramvale Estate residents were rescued. It was never rebuilt. The low-lying land was better suited to industry.
The General Gordon Hotel was opened in 1885, named after the celebrated army officer and hero of the British Empire, who was murdered at Khartoum in the same year.
In the 1890s, drainage of the Gumbermorra swamp commenced. As part of this project, a steam pumping station was built in 1897 in Carrington Road.
Sydenham as a suburb developed in the late 19th century. A small shopping centre became established. A post office opened in April 1899 as Tempe Park and was only renamed Sydenham in 1964.
On the 19th of December 1901, there was a dramatic rail accident. 9 people were killed and 23 injured. The 6 p.m. train's engine somersaulted through the air and smashed the gate and gate posts at the Bridge Street crossing. Some of the houses in the photo of the accident are still standing today.
A new Methodist church building was erected in 1902. It later became St Minna and St Mary Coptic Orthodox Church. The church has now been demolished. On the 15th of October 1910, the original Tempe Park Picture Theatre had a
grand opening night. The management, in announcing the opening of the above entertainment, begged to call your attention to the following. Absolutely the best plant has been installed, as well as the very latest improvement in cinematography. Special provision has been made for the comfort and safety of the public, the machine being fitted with patent fireproof boxes and extinguishers. The program will consist of thoroughly up-to-date pictures. A first-class orchestra will render the best music.
Just south of Sydenham Station, the Metropolitan Goods Line to Port Botany was opened in 1925. A steel truss bridge crossed over the Illawarra railway line, and a steel girder bridge crossed Unwin's Bridge Road.
St Peter's Town Hall was completed in 1927, replacing an earlier one on the Princes Highway at St Peter's. The marble honour roll from World War I was incorporated in the new building.
Between 1935 and 1941, a large brick-lined drainage pit to take the overflow from stormwater drains to Cooks River was built in Garden Street.
In 1932, a new General Gordon Hotel was built. It replaced the older one of the same name.
The Picture Theatre, which had been rebuilt in 1915, was remodelled in 1937 in an Art Deco style with the addition of a dress circle. The theatre was known as the Rex. It closed in May 1960 and within a month operated as a rollerdrome. The building is now a clothing discount warehouse and self-defence studio.
Tillman Park, named after William Tillman, the Mayor of St Peter's from 1945 to 1948, was formerly the site of market gardens. It was originally called Belmore Park.
Memory Gardens, a small unassuming park on Railway Road, was established in 1950. Subsequently, a war memorial cairn and flagpole were erected. Today it is known as Memory Reserve.
On the 19th of December 1953, there was another train disaster. At Sydenham Station, an East Hills and Bankstown train collided. 5 people were killed and 748 were injured.
In 1957, the Racabite Hall in Terry Street was purchased and became a theatre with a maximum of 72 seats. Named the Pocket Playhouse, it became known as Sydney's unique little theatre. It closed in November 1973 and has since been demolished.
The opening of a third runway at Kingsford Smith Airport in 1994 had disastrous consequences for this suburb. A survey identified aircraft noise as a major problem. Residents said, "The noise level is incredible. The tolerance level I have for noise is terrible now. My husband turns up the TV when the planes go over. When they take off over you, the whole house shakes."
152 houses were acquired by the federal government, and the demolition of a significant chunk of the suburb began in 1995. The Baby Health Centre in George Street was also demolished. The loss of residents led to the demise of the shopping centre.
The acquired land was given to Marrickville Council for community use, and Sydenham Green was created. A series of oversized living room sculptures pay homage to the houses that formerly occupied the site.
In 2018, the General Gordon Hotel was destroyed by fire.
Today, new developments in the area are the Sydenham Green Skate Park and the upgrading of Sydenham Station for the Sydney Metro project, continuing the station's significance as part of the rail network.
If you enjoyed this video, check out our website, stpeterscooksriverhistory.wordpress.com.